So here we go with the second half of the North Carolina Central Duke game, and there is a shock on the cards at the moment. With North Carolina leading at the half 34-24. Notable performances: Zion Williams has hit 6 baskets out of 8, but Randy Miller has hit 4 of 6 from open play. But all the starters have really produced well so far. So here we go. Possession arrows with North Carolina, so they will start the half. Pass to the choice 24. There isn't a 24 on the court, so we will pass that to Yibri Blount, who will pass it over to Miller Jr. Miller Jr. moves it over to Perkins, who must shoot, and 45 is going to miss anyway. So Perkins' shot is a miss, and the rebound is the highest defensive rebounder, who is Zion Williamson. Passes to Jack White. Consult the Z chart. Technical foul on the visitors. So early on something was said again, this time by the North Carolina coach, and the officials will ring him up for a technical foul, and we will be having Jack White take this. So free throw attempt, Jack White, 85, and it is good. So the first point on the board in the second half, and the Blue Devils have possession of the ball. So thrown over to Zion Williams, who will shoot 70. That is good. So Williamson hits his 7th, and the comeback is beginning to take shape. 3 points already, but the Eagles have the ball with Perkins. Perkins looks across and passes to Douglas. Douglas shovels it over to Blount, will shoot 57. That is not good. Blount's shot is a miss, and the rebound goes to the small forward Jack White. Jack White begins to move up the court, passing to Trey Jones. Trey Jones switches it back to Jack White, and Jack White sends it over to power forward Zion Williamson, who will shoot, and that is good. And all of a sudden, that lead is cut in half, 34-29. Zachary Douglas for the Eagles switches it over to Perkins. Perkins to Blount, and Blount over to Miller. Miller will shoot. His time runs out. 25. So we've got 15 minus 4, which is 11. 17 to take off, which is 30. Number's 25. It's good. Blocked if the PD is a B8, which he isn't. So Randy Miller gets the first points of the second half on the board for North Carolina Central. And Jack White has the ball. Passes it to the shooting guard Barrett, who will shoot 40. That is good. So Barrett, as Duke begin to put some pressure on, they're still 5 points behind. Offensive foul, and the offensive foul is by 23. Zachary Douglas, that's his 3rd foul of the game. So sideline to Duke, goes over to Bolden, bringing it down the court, switches it over to Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson over to Trey Jones, who will shoot 39. So we have the 22 on the previous card, minus 6, which is 20, 22, 8, 16, and then 5 to add on to that, which is 19. So we're going to take 19 off. That is 29. So it's a miss, Trey Jones. Effectively, what happens there, if you get to the third pass, then the receiver, if it's not allowed to shoot because of the numbers on the cards, then he's forced to shoot. And what happens is that you take this PG, this number here, 22 in this case. Let's see if I can bring you this card up here. So the number is 22, and what you do is you take 22 and you remove his attempts value, which is 6, which then leaves you 16. But then you've got to the defensive modifier of his defender, which is a +5, and that's what you then take off the field goal number, and that's how you get that. But anyway, back to the game. Trey Jones has the ball and he passes it. He actually goes up the field and he shoots. 84 is a miss, and so Trey Jones shoots and misses, and the rebound is the offensive center, Marcus Bolden, who will go up and shoot. 51 is good, and so Bolden gets the rebound bucket, and 36-33 is now the score. North Carolina bring the ball up with Zachary Douglas. Zachary Douglas drives to the basket and shoots. 34 blocked if the power forward is a B3 or better, and he is. So Zachary Douglas' shot is up, but Zion Williamson blocks, and the result of that block is the offensive point guard picks up the ball. Jordan Perkins consulting the Z table. Technical foul again against the home team, and that is 2. So they really need to take care. Jack White is going to take the free throw attempt, and it is good. And just like that, this gap is now down to 2. So Blue Devils on a roll here, and North Carolina need to do something about this. They're going to take a timeout. So Roderick Taylor is going to come in at power forward for Zachary Douglas. And we're going to continue. Point guard Perkins has the ball. Switches it over to Rashawn Davis. And Rashawn Davis then switches it back to Jordan Perkins, who must shoot. 95, so that's out. Fouled by PD if his shooter's FD is over 21, which it isn't, so Jordan Perkins is just a bad shot. And it goes to the high C, adding 6 to the defender, so that's 30 against 30. So we'll go to Bolden because they are the higher ranked seeded team, and so Bolden gets the defensive rebound and the Blue Devils will have the ball. So the score 36-34, and the ball goes to Jack White. And the timeout is called by Duke. We're going to bring Jack White out and bring Alex O'Connell in. And then we're going to continue. We've had one pass. Ball passed over to the power forward Zion Williamson, who will shoot. 42 is good. And Williamson, in the blink of an eye, ties up the game at 36-36. Ball goes to Djibril Blount. And Blount is fouled in the act of shooting, and the foul is 50, who is not on the court, therefore it's Alex O'Connell, and that's his first foul of the game, first team foul of this half. And did Blount score? 13, yes he did. So Djibril Blount restores the lead, and he gets a free throw attempt, 76, and that is good. So the lead is now at 3 points, and the Blue Devils begin their advance. A quick drive, and there's a defensive foul, 9, and that is Randy Miller Jr. That's his third, second of the half, and so we'll be on the sidelines. And another defensive foul, this time by 42. He's not on the court, so Blount picks up that, and that's 3 fouls in quick succession. Pass goes to the point guard, who then switches it over to Barrett. Barrett with a quick pass back to Trey Jones, who shoots at the buzzer. 66 is a miss, so Trey Jones misses, and the rebound is Williamson. Williamson gets the offensive rebound. And he will shoot, and he misses. Rebound goes to the offensive centre, Bolden, and Bolden comes up the court with it, drives to the basket and shoots, and 93 is a miss, fouled by PD if his FD is over 15, and it's not. So Bolden shoots and misses, and the rebound goes to the power forward Roderick Taylor. And there's a fast break, 75, but the defense get back, so we're on a build up again. Shooting guard Randy Miller passes it to Djibril Blount then moves on to Jordan Perkins, who will shoot, and that shot 51 is a miss, but he's fouled if he's over 25, which he isn't. So Perkins shoots, misses, and the rebound is the highest PG and one added, 12 and 11, so it's 12 and 12. So Trey Jones takes the defensive rebound, and he passes it to Bolden. Bolden then drives up the court. He dumps it off to Barrett, who will shoot. 78 is a miss. And the rebound off that will go to the defensive centre, who will set up a fast break. 79. The defense again get back. Passed over to Randy Miller, who drives to the basket. And 25 is good and blocked if there's any B4, which there is. So Randy Miller's shot is up, but Bolden blocks it for his third block, and that results in the point guard Perkins picking the ball up. Comes up the Z charge, pass to Choice, who scores and is fouled. So we want to pass it to Rasheem Davis, who scores. And the reason that I did that is because that gives us the third foul on Marquis Bolden. So the free throw is a 69 and it's 63, which is good. So just in the blink of an eye, that lead is back up to 6. Passed over to the small forward Alex O'Connell, and then there's a lane violation, and that is by Barrett, so they'll lose the ball. Ball gets passed over to the point guard Perkins. Perkins has the choice and he's going to pass it to Rasheem Davis, who then passes it back to Perkins, who will shoot. 64, that's a miss by Perkins. And the rebound comes back to the defensive centre, who will then fast break. 88 on an A. It's a wild throw, it goes out of bounds, so it goes back to North Carolina. They will consult the Z chart. Home centre Bolden must rest, so Bolden is coming out. And we're going to bring Brankovic back in. So Jack White is going to come back in after completing his time off court that he needs to do. Zachary Douglas is going to come in. Now, who have we got that can play centre? Well, Roderick Taylor is actually going to switch out for Rashawn Davis. And we're going to bring in Delorier for Zion Williamson. So we pick up the next movement. Point guard Perkins gets a shot. 24 if the PF is a B2, and he is. So Perkins shoots, but Delorier blocks the shot, and he picks up the ball and they instigates a fast break. 64, but the defense get back, and then he's fouled in the act of shooting, fouled by 38, who's not on the court, so Zachary Douglas gets that. And does he score? 92, he does not, so Delorier doesn't get credited with this shot, but he'll get 2 free throw attempts, and a timeout will be called by North Carolina because Douglas is going to have to come out. Taylor's going to move to the power forward slot. Nicholas Fennell will come in as the centre. So 2 free throws. We're looking at 58, not brilliant, but he gets the first one. And he gets the second one. So brings the score to 42-38, just 4 points in it. Pass goes over to Miller, who will shoot a 3-pointer. And he'll miss it. The rebound goes to the power forward Delorier, who will again start off a fast break. And that is 62. And 62 again, they get back in defense. So it passes to the shooting guard, Barrett. Barrett will advance down the court, pass it over to Vradkovic, who will shoot. 86 is a miss, so Vradkovic misses his first attempt, and the rebound is the highest rebounder. So we've got a 27 on Duke, and so it's an offensive rebound by Delorier. He looks to offload the pass to Barrett, who will shoot, and he will score. So a good offload, gets the 2 points, brings the game within 2. And the Eagles need to try and withhold this pressure. Pass to Blount. Blount then switches it back to Randy Miller. And Miller is fouled in the act of shooting by 33, who is Jack White. So Jack White picks up a foul, his second foul of the game. And did he score is the next question. 67, he did not score, so it's 2 free throws for Randy Miller. Well, if they're going to get 2 points, make them work for it. And we're looking at 81. First one is good. Second one is not. So he makes the first one. Second one is an air ball. And it's picked up by Duke and passed over to the center, Vradkovic. And at this point we're going to reset the cards for the last 10 minutes of this half. So we'll be back shortly. So we're halfway through the second half of this game, and 43-40. Vradkovic is going to pass it over to the point guard, Trey Jones, who's going to shoot. And he scores unless they've got a B5 on the court, and they don't. So Trey Jones scores. To make it 43-42, and we're going to have some changes to the teams. So Rashawn Davis has timed him this time. Douglas has done his time, which we already knew. But it's still a long way to go for Rashawn Davis. For Douglas, so who have we got for point guard? Rashawn London is going to come in. Zion Williamson is back in. Marcus Bolden is back in. And we're going to bring trade Jones out, so we need a point guard. Goldwire is going to come in, so Jones is going to take his rest period. And here we go. So the pass goes over to Roderick Taylor. Taylor then passes it to Davis, who is fouled in the act of shooting by 21, which is Marcus Bolden, and that's his 4th. And it's also their 4th team, so Bolden is going to come back off again, and Vradkovic is going to come back in. 39, the shot was good, just had insult to injury, and the extra free throw shot, 69, is good as well. So Davis extends the lead to 4 points now, as the Blue Devils try and keep the game going. Goldwire has the ball, switches it to Jack White. Jack White, then there's a defensive foul, 13. Randy Miller Jr. gets his 4th. And this is beginning to get a bit desperate for North Carolina. We need a shooting guard. Guerra is going to come in from Miller. Duke will pick up the ball from the sideline. Jack White has the ball. And again he's fouled in the act of shooting, and this time it's by 1. 1 is Rashawn Davis. And that brings him to the 4th, and that will put them in the penalty next. So North Carolina have got foul trouble here. They have 3 players and they can't really take everybody out. Davis, Douglas and Miller. So Davis is going to stay in. The ball is passed to Barrett, who will shoot. And the shot is 14, blocked by the centre if he's a B2, and he is. So Barrett takes the shot. And Rashawn Davis blocks the shot. And the block goes to the defensive small forward Blount, who begins to move upfield, and he's fouled. 95. No, so that's Jack White. Jack White picks up his 3rd. And the sideline ball. Rashaan London takes the ball up the court, switches it to Davis. Davis looks up and gives it back to London, who is going to shoot at the buzzer. 62 is a miss, so London misses. The rebound is out of bounds and to the offense. So North Carolina continue, and the time, we've got 8 minutes left in this game. Defensive foul by 11. I know we needed him to be on 11. So Vradkovic picks up a foul. It's his 1st of the game. And now they're both in the penalty next foul. So Rashawn Davis comes up the court, switches it over to Roderick Taylor, who will shoot. 17, and it's good. So 48-42. Roderick Taylor hitting his 1st basket of the game, and the lead is back up to 6. Pass goes to Jack White, and it's a defensive foul, and the foul is by 6. It was Rashawn Davis, and that will be the end of his night. So Rashawn Davis is out, fouled out. Roderick Taylor will move to centre, and Douglas will come in. Didn't really want to bring Douglas in, but what can I do? And Jack White goes to the line with a 1-on-1. So 85 is his target, and he gets the first one, sticks the first one down the basket, and he comes up, bounces it 3 times, the ball is up, and it's missed. So the rebound goes to Guerra, who will then fast break. 82. Shooting guard, Guerra misses the shot, and the rebound is the highest point guard with 3 being added. So that is 10 and 13. So Goldwire gets the rebound. And he comes up the court, drives down the side, and then switches it to Vrankovic, who shoots 47. Let's have a look. It's a 4 and a 1. That's 3-4 to remove, which is 50. So the shot is good. And so Vrankovic hits the 2, and 48-45. Rashawn London has the ball, and he's fouled in the act of shooting, and he's fouled by 99, who's not going to be on the court, and he isn't. Therefore, it's good and so London will go for a 1-on-1, and he's a 59. His first shot is a 51, therefore it's good. Second one is a 22, and that is good. So 50-45. Goldwire comes. Goldwire. It is Goldwire. I've got it Goldwire on the sheet. Goldwire is his name. Switches it to Barrett. Barrett runs down the court, and he will shoot. No, 74 is a miss. And the rebound is the highest rebounder. With Zion Williamson. Williamson switches it to Goldwire, who advances down the court with it. And a timeout is called by Duke. Goldwire comes out. Trey Jones will come in. Barrett's going to come out. Perkins is done. That is done. John Perkins is going to come in. So Larry McKnight is going to come in for Blount. And there's a double dribble that turns the ball back over to North Carolina Central. Pass comes over to McKnight. McKnight moves it over to Perkins. Perkins steps in and shoots. 49 is no good, so Perkins misses. The rebound is the high center, which will be Vradkovic. He takes it on the court. Passes to Williamson. But then passes back to Vradkovic, who must shoot on 1. And that's good. So Vradkovic nails another one, and we're at 50-47 in this game. Duke just don't seem to be able to get to that same mark as North Carolina Central at the moment, so we've got to keep working at it. Perkins gets the ball for North Carolina Central, switches it over to McKnight. McKnight then runs into the D and shoots. 73 is a miss, fouled by the small forward if he's got an FD of 16, and he hasn't. So McKnight's shot is a miss, and the rebound is the high C and add 10, so that's going to be an offensive rebound for Roderick Taylor. Taylor switches it to Douglas. Douglas to Perkins. Perkins to McKnight, who will shoot. And he will miss. Comes back off the rim, and the defensive centre, Vradkovic, gets the defensive rebound. Bresser takes the ball up. Passes it over to Trey Jones. Trey Jones looks up and passes to Williams, who will shoot, and that is good. So Zion Williams, his 13th shot, his 10th basket, and we're there within 1 point now of North Carolina. And at the end of the time, while the ball is out, then Barrett is coming back. Blount is back in the team for North Carolina Central. And we have 4 minutes of the game remaining. Marquis Bolden is coming back in. Guerra is coming out, and Miller is coming back in for North Carolina. So the dice are being rolled. The ball is over to the power forward, Douglas, who will shoot, and he scores. And there's a foul. 46. So Zion Williamson gets the foul in the act of shooting, and so Zachary Douglas will have a 3-throw attempt. 68 and 36 is good. So he makes the shot. And the score is 53-49. Consult the Z chart. Visiting PG must rest. So Perkins has to come out. Rashawn London comes back in. Pass over to Trey Jones. Trey Jones switches it to Barrett. And Barrett is fouled in the act of shooting, and he is fouled by 63. He's not on the court, therefore it's Randy Miller. And he is fouled out. And this is where North Carolina could end up being the losers on this game, because their starters and the main players are beginning to drop out. So fouled in the act of shooting, was the basket good? 38, yes it was. So Barrett hits his fourth. He's had 11 attempts, but can he hit the extra point? 66. 93, no he can't, so he's missed it. And the rebound is the highest guard, 22, and it comes back to Barrett, so Barrett gets his own rebound. 64, misses, so Barrett misses again, and the rebound this time is an offensive rebound. The ball goes out of bounds, and they'll take it under the basket. Pass is gone to Zion Williams, who goes up for the shot, and it's good. They don't have a B12, so that's good for Williamson. And it's the 11th, and that ties the game. Been a long time since they've been tied. Pass over to the point guard, London. Consult the Z chart. Visiting PG must rest, so London has to come out. So who's going to play at point guard? Julian Walters comes in. Walters will bring the ball down the court. Pass it over to Guerra, who must shoot. 39 is not going to be good enough. So it's a miss by Guerra, but he's fouled by the PD if his foul is 23 or above, and it isn't. So Guerra shoots and misses, and the rebound is going to the defensive small forward, White, who will start a fast break. 53 on an A. And the small forward, White, is fouled in the act of shooting, and the foul is by 87, who is Roderick Taylor. And that will put Duke on the foul line for a double bonus next time. But first, did he score? Jack White. Did he score? 58. No, he didn't. So it's going to take two shots. Jack White. Looking at 85. 85 exactly. First one is good. So it gives them the lead for the first time in the game. And his second one, 83. So that is also good. So Jack White's 2 free throws give them the lead. And timeout is called by North Carolina. They're going to bring Perkins back in. He's sat out the allotted time, so he's okay. So they've got the big men on as far as they can. Let's just have a look here. They're going to bring Reggie Gardner Jr. in. And Duke are going with their starting lineup still, as we get into the last 2 minutes of the game. So Blount has the ball He comes down the court with it, passes over to the shooting guard Gardner, consults the Z chart. Technical foul against the home team. Oh, coach, keep your mouth shut. You've just taken the lead and you give them back a chance to pull a shot back. So the free throw is going to be Jiri Blount. .76, and it's a miss. He missed it and it goes out of bounds. And so the ball stays with North Carolina. Small forward has the ball. Passes over to the power forward, Douglas. Douglas drives into the basket and he misses. So when everything was dropping in the first half, nothing is dropping in the second half for Carolina. The offensive center Taylor gets the rebound. He switches. Oh, there's a defensive foul, and the defensive foul is 89. He's now on the court, so Bolden is fouled out. So Radkovic is going to come in, and Roderick Taylor is going to go for a one-on-one. His free throw is a 33. It's pretty poor, and he's missed it. Highest defensive rebounder gets the ball back, which is Zachary Taylor. Zachary Douglas, sorry. Zachary Douglas then switches it over to the power forward, runs down the court with it, looked but didn't pass, continues to run down the court with it, and continues, and he shoots. 98, it's an air ball, so obviously he was too tired by the time he got there, and the ball is going to come back to the highest SF. I'm going to add 8 to the defense, so that's going to come back to Jack White, and Jack White gets the defensive rebound. And I think at this point they're going to have to foul. I need to read that rule. I don't know what the rule is. If you want to intentionally foul, just give me a second and I'll be back. I can't seem to find anything that says how you can intentionally foul. So what I'm going to say is that you have to pull a card and then you can intentionally foul. So we're going to pull the card and we're going to intentionally foul, and that will give us 59. And 59 is not on the court, so Jiri Blount takes the intentional foul. So Jack White will go to the line with 2 free shots. 85. First one is good. And 44, the second one is good. So now they're going into the 3-point offense. Over to Roderick Taylor. Roderick Taylor passes to the shooting guard, who will go for a 3-pointer. 79 is going to miss, so Gardner. And the rebound comes back to the defensive center, Radkovic, who will then set up a fast break. 78, which is the normal defense, but the time will run out. And that's the end of the game, with the final score: North Carolina 53, Duke 57. So a good final comeback. They only took over in the last couple of minutes of the game after trailing, but Duke move on to the round of 32 at the expense of North Carolina. They just ran out of players. Two of their big men got fouled out. One of them pretty early on in the second half, and then it was all uphill from that point. So I hope you've enjoyed this second NCAA March Madness game. Please leave a comment, thumbs up or thumbs down, whichever you think is necessary, and hopefully we'll do another game.